Hey, I'm Roman Lily, and I'm currently solo traveling through India and having a good time. But I want to talk about something today that was a major concern to me before I got here, and that is begging. The thing to remember here is that, unfortunately, begging is kind of a profession for some people, not all. But because of that, it's not necessarily the kind of profession that I want to support. On top of that, when you see kid beggars, it's really dangerous to give them money because sometimes children here are actually kidnapped and then used for begging. So that's not something that I ever want to support. So whenever I see a child who's begging, I definitely don't give any money. I will occasionally give food, but that's about it. Another category of beggar here is the Baba. They wear the robes and are supposed to live kind of a more holy lifestyle. But, you know, a lot are actually fake and are just kind of asking for donations. And the other day I was just minding my own business, getting some food. One of these guys stopped me just like to chat. And I was like, okay, maybe he just wants a chat. Let me not be cynical and assume he only wants money. I'm gonna stop and like have a little chat with this man. Like he said, he wants it. And within seconds, he was offering me a gift. By the way, you guys know, no gifts, this is a con. Nothing is free. So he reached to give me these like mala beads, which are like prayer beads. And I was like, no gifts, no thank you, it's okay. And he was like, then you go, get out of here, go. Which I was kind of shocked by. I thought it was kind of funny. And I was like, okay, I like kind of shrugged, you know, to leave. And I think he was also disappointed by my indifference. He was like, as I was leaving, he was like, I thought you were a nice girl. I thought you were a nice girl. You know, like, by the way, I guess I'm not. Not by his definition. In his definition, a nice girl is a sucker who he can trick into giving a lot of money. That's not me. He wants to give me some free beads and then later guilt me into giving him a bunch of money as a result. That's not gonna happen. Like if he wanted a chat, like he actually said he did, like all good, no problems. But no, I guess I'm not a nice girl. I'll just have to settle for being a smart woman. But these babas, they get a lot of people. Sometimes they'll offer like, oh, do you want like 3 years of good luck or 3 of bad? You know, sort of a carrot and a stick approach that some of them take. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of people asking for money, but it's also not as intense as I thought it was going to be. It's like, it's fairly easy to just say no and keep it moving. I mean, I've lived in New York, I lived in LA, and you see homeless people there who are begging, and it's certainly different here. I guess the poverty that I've seen that kind of touched my heart wasn't exactly from people who are begging. It was from people who, I'm on a bus and I'm going through a neighborhood and I see how people are living, and some of them are living in areas that, you know, don't look like they have the appropriate facilities. Or I'm on a train and I'm going through and I'm seeing different areas. That's sort of the kind of thing that has touched me. Although I have a policy where I don't give money to beggars because I don't want to support that as a career. You know, I think it's a tricky situation because is giving to another person ever really a bad thing? You know, I think it's a really tough question, and I think it's ultimately a judgment call. The only time I'd say when I think it's not just a judgment call is when it's giving to children. Because when you're giving money to children beggars, you really don't know if they were kidnapped or forced to do this kind of stuff. That's an instance where I think it's not a judgment call. You just shouldn't give money to children that you don't know. Now, if you know these children, if you know that they're in need, you know their parents, you know that they're in a safe environment, that's a different situation. But if it's just kids on the street, nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because you don't want to support potential kidnappers, and you could be doing that by giving them money. So that's one time where I just say no. I do think it's nice to want to do good and to want to help others. That's always a positive thing. But knowing the best way to do it is really not, it's not easy. And that dude almost just hit me with his car. he's pulling out, he like lurched forward as I was walking by. Oh my God, you guys, it's treacherous in these streets. I gotta I gotta end this here while I still have my life with me. So I hope you're enjoying this adventure and learning about India. We're learning and exploring together. So stay tuned, there's more to come.